The story begins in Wendy's room where she can't stop thinking of Peter Pan. It keeps her up at night as she waits for Peter to come visit. One night when Peter comes to visit Wendy, her mom wakes and begins to come to her room. When Peter hears it, he jumps out the window, but Nana, the children's canine, hears and traps his shadow inside. A few nights later, Peter and Tinkerbell come back to Wendy's bedroom to try to put Peter's shadow back on. But he can't do it, so Wendy offers to help. Tinkerbell decided that she liked Wendy and they should celebrate. Peter then confesses that he has been listening in on the kids' bedtime stories so that he could repeat them to the lost boys. He asks Wendy to come with them to Neverland, where she could go on adventures and be a mother to all the little boys. Wendy hesitates, but finally agrees. Tinkerbell says that she can help Wendy fly with her pixie dust. They sprinkle some on and head out the door to Neverland. After flying for several days and nights, they finally spot the island on the horizon. The island seems dark and dangerous. Captain Hook also lives on the island. He begins to fire cannons at the group, and Wendy and Tinkerbell are very nervous. Captain Hook and Peter then begin to fight. Peter is very brave against the crazy Captain Hook. Peter chases Captain Hook all around the island, and Captain Hook escapes on his ship. He got lucky this time. Wendy congratulates Peter for the win, and they decide to go back to Peter's house. Wendy begins to tell Tinkerbell a bedtime story about her mom and dad who love her very much. Peter gets upset though and decides to go to bed. Wendy then realizes that she needs to go back to her own home. She tells Tinkerbell goodbye, but as she leaves, Captain Hook comes in to poison Peter Pan. Tinkerbell tries to warn him about the poison, but she ends up having to take the poison and drink it herself. She begins to grow weaker and weaker. But she is saved by Peter Pan with a kiss on the forehead. Just then, Captain Hook sees Wendy outside by herself and goes to take her back to his ship. They are about to make Wendy walk the plank when suddenly Peter Pan comes to the rescue. Peter Pan gets in a quarrel with Captain Hook. Peter fences with him and finally throws him to the crocodile waiting in the water. After everything that's happened, Peter says that he'll escort Wendy back home and Tinkerbell will help her fly again. Peter promises to take Wendy back to Neverland every year to do his spring cleaning. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell tuck Wendy into bed and say how much they'll miss her, but they'll come back very soon. And just like that, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell head back to Neverland. The end.